this weekend. Massive show this Friday, Times Square. Let's not waste any time. Let's say hello to the aforementioned Ryan Garcia, who was kind enough to join us on this very big week. There he is, my guy, Ryan. How are you, sir?
What's up, Ariel?
It's good to talk to you. It's good to see you. Can I say something, Ryan? I've consumed, we strip away all the BS, break the fourth wall. I've consumed all the content. I've watched everything. And when I look at your face, when I look at your eyes, when I look at your hair, when I listen to the way you speak, and I compare you to the guy who was in my studio March of last year before the Haney fight, you are a completely different human being. It's like it's night and day. Am I accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I would say you're accurate. Just not drinking, I guess that's what could do to you. I don't know. I'm just have a whole different mindset this time around, and kind of just prepared myself as you would as a professional boxer. So that's what it is.
When's the last
No
time you had a
more.
drink?
A while back, like way before training camp. So, yeah.
Do you like this version of you better?
I mean, for myself as a professional boxer, for sure, this is how you have to do it. You got to be professional. You got to be on point with everything if you want to be the best fighter in the world. So, it worked for me once, but can't keep doing that. You can't sustain that.
When you look back at some of that stuff from around this time last year, how does that make you feel?
Uh, just part of my story, bro. It's like one of those moments where, I was just kind of dealing with whatever I was dealing with. But honestly, I don't really regret anything. I don't regret nothing in my life. I just take everything as like, okay, I learned from that moment. Like, that's not the way to go. It's not a way I want to represent myself. But I don't really like to say regret.
Okay. Well, that is certainly fair. I'll be honest, in the aftermath, like I was a little concerned for you in that you were saying a lot about a lot of different people. I thought like someone was going to kind of like maybe try to like jump you or attack you or something like that. Like you were upsetting a lot of people. Did it ever get to the point where you were feeling unsafe? Like that your safety was compromised?
Nah, not really. This day and age, everybody's saying a lot of crazy shit. You see all the streamers saying whatever they want. Like it's just kind of the day and age we're in, but it's not a way that I want to go about how I handle myself. But that's just kind of the generation we live in. Everybody's saying stupid shit. And, for a long time, people said a lot of stupid shit about me. And then I started saying, I played the game they were playing and, I guess I played it too hard. But at the end of the day, I just don't want to go down that route though. I just kind of want to keep myself more professional and try to be the best fighter I could be and not get caught up in that trolling game like
Yeah.
so many would do.
I know you said you don't regret anything, but as far as like maybe some of those things that you said, do you regret any of that?
Do I regret any of that? Of course. I mean, there's a lot of stupid shit you say uh, with everybody around you, you and your boys. If everybody was, with you guys recording, every conversation, you're gonna say some stupid shit. So yeah, in that regard, yeah, I do regret it because a lot of people um, look up to me and they may take what I say, out of context or think I'm that type of person, and I'm not. So in that regard, I do regret that part.
This card is such a big deal. It's so unique. We still don't even know what it's going to look like. Like, do you have any idea how they're actually going to pull this off? Times Square is one of the most busy, like the busiest intersections in the world. Do you know how they're going to actually do this?
I think I mean, I have a baseline, like, kind of idea of how they're gonna do it. But again, I'm kind of, I'm kind of in the back seat as well. I'm just, I'm just getting ready to fight. They said they got everything locked up, so I guess we just gotta wait and see. That's it.
Like, just curious, like when you're preparing for a fight, you're in a locker room, right? And then you do the ring walk and all that. Where's the locker room in Times Square? Like, do you know where you'll actually be getting your hands wrapped, warming up, things like that?
I think we're gonna be in like a place, a couple blocks away, and then we're gonna get to the fight via taxi cab. It's gonna be
Wow.
crazy.
That is unbelievable. I was a little surprised. I thought maybe you'd never want to come back to New York because you were
Right.
disappointed in the aftermath. Did you
Yeah.
consider that as well? Like, man, I don't want to deal with these people, this commission again.
I mean, yeah, but when you have an opportunity to, create history and fight, first time ever in Times Square, it's hard to look past that. Yeah, I was kind of mad how they handled my case, but at the end of the day, no hard feelings. It is what it is, and just keep moving forward.
I also get a little bit worried when you have an incredible rematch. You have two fighters, and sometimes the timing doesn't work. One guy fought in February, the other one's fighting in June. The stars don't align. And you know how it goes in boxing best laid plans. Someone slips, someone gets knocked down, someone gets hurt, and then you don't get the big fight. Here you guys are fighting on the same card. And I was thinking, like, why didn't they just have them fight each other? Why are we tempting fate? Like, everyone wants that rematch. Why do they need to get by other dudes to fight each other again? What's your
Right.
explanation?
I mean, we've been out of the ring for over a year. I think both of us kind of wanted to get a touch up before we get in there with each other. I don't mind it. I mean, last time I thought that way, it kind of backfired on me with Tank Davis. I let like a year go by before I fought again, and I didn't feel as sharp. So this time I kind of had that mindset where I've been off a year. Let me get in the ring and fight. I'm confident in my skills and my ability that I should be able to win. But like you said, in boxing, anything can happen. So I got to be as sharp as I can, and he does too. So I mean, there is some risk, but I mean, this is why we're professionals. I mean, if we call each other the best, you got to be able to beat everybody that gets in your way. So I got to be able to handle Rollies, and he needs to be able to handle Jose Ramirez, and that's just the truth of it.
Initially, I thought, all right, they both have to win in order to fight each other. But is there a case to be made that if something happens, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, he loses, he gets upset. Is the fight still big enough between the two of you where it doesn't really matter? You'll still fight in October?
I mean, it just kind of depends on how the fans feel. Honestly, I mean, they gotta. That's their. I feel like that's their call. If people still want to see it, if he loses, let's do it. I
Okay.
don't care. Fight him again.
There's no part of you that would feel like his stock has now been diminished and he's not as interesting of an opponent for you.
Like I said, it's really up to the fans. It's not up to me. At the end of the day, the fans are gonna want what they want. If he loses, then they might not want it, and that's just the truth. Or, you know, yeah,
Do you think he wins?
yeah. I feel like he should win. I mean, he seems like he's in shape. He seems like he's focused. I think Jose Ramirez is just maybe a step behind him as far as skills and speed and all that. So I think Devin could get him, but it just depends. Is Devin coming back the same fighter, or is he coming back a little weaker?
Mm. And have you had any sort of interactions with him? Have you seen him this week or a couple months ago when you guys were here, like away from the cameras? Any sort of chatter with him?
I had a little something with Bill yesterday, but other than that, nothing with Devin. Devin doesn't really talk. It's really his dad. Devin, I don't think Devin has ever really said anything to me.
Uh,
Uh, it's always started off with his dad, so it's never him.
uh, can I ask what happened?
Oh, he just said I look smaller and blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm gonna do him worse. Next time we start shouting at each other, but he's trying to say like, oh, now you're not on PEDs, whatever, blah blah blah. But that's what he was trying to say.
At this point, it sounds like the dad annoys you more than Devin himself.
I think that's just what it is. I think that's for everybody. I think Bill gets everybody going, but it's good for boxing. Bill gets us going, and I guess Devin takes the repercussions for his daddy's words.
Right. How do you feel about Rolley as a character? I saw your face to face. I know you guys have a history with the sparring. It's been played 1,000 times. I almost get the sense that you're like sort of amused by him, that like you like there's some sort of like comedic nature to your feelings for. I mean, even here yesterday, like with the dancing and all that. How do you feel about him as a person? Not so much as a fighter, but just as a character.
Right. As a person, he's hilarious without trying to be funny, and uh, he's just a guy that I don't know. I kind of would like being around him. He's just funny dude, and he I don't know if he's trying to be funny half of the time, but he cracks me up. So I would be friends with him outside the ring, I think, but inside the ring, I'm ready to destroy this guy. But yeah, I think he's cool and I think he's funny.
Were you ever friendly?
Was I ever friendly with him?
Yeah.
We never hung out outside of just Well, actually, I never hung out with him ever, but I wouldn't mind. Why not?
Sure, sure. It it felt like, with the sparring footage and all that stuff, this is a fight that he's been asking for a long time. Has this been in the back of your mind, or only now, once it was presented as this sort of like tune-up fight for the big rematch, that it came on your radar?
Honestly, it never really crossed my radar too much, except initially when it first happened. I was like, man, I'll fight you in a real fight. But as our careers progressed, I just kind of blew him out of the water. He wasn't even near my stratosphere as far as performances and whatnot. I mean, he's only had what 16 fights, so he doesn't really fight that much, to be honest. So there's not a lot to go off of him. It's just for me, this was the best option because Pitbull didn't agree to the fight, which we were trying to get down. And then, you know, Rolly's is kind of he's a name in boxing. So for me, this was the best option.
Mm. Can I ask, the last time we spoke was in December, right before that press conference. You were supposed to be on the Ryzen card, and you remember you were going to fight on this card on New Year's Eve, and then like an hour after the interview, Oscar tweeted the like, "Hey, you're not going to be a part of it. We didn't sign up for this." And then shortly thereafter, you were removed. Was it because of Oscar, or was it because of an injury?
No, I had a legitimate injury. And you know, after that moment, Oscar Oscar, I had already said that, and we didn't really care what Oscar said, to be honest. That was so separate from the whole situation. When
Okay.
I got to, camp with Derrick and everybody, when I was training and sparring, that's when my hand was really messed up. So that's what happened there.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever fight for them? Is that something you want to do, to fight in
Oh
Japan?
yeah, yeah, for sure. I would love to fight in Japan. That's always been a dream to fight internationally, and if that opportunity presents itself again, we're gonna do it. And I think we're, obligated to do it. So I don't care. Let's run it.
How are things with Oscar these days, and Bernard?
Oh, good. Everything's good. It's just nowhere near how it was, for that Duarte fight.
Right.
Everything's kind of past us, and we're just, moving forward as a team, and we're getting things done.
Do you think you'll ever be at a point where you're big enough to where you don't need a promoter, where you can just be your own promoter, like a Floyd was?
For sure, I got that potential. I got what, two more fights with Golden Boy, I believe. And after that, I mean, I don't see why not start my own promotion company and start, running my own business. I feel like that's the natural progression in any superstar boxer's career. I mean, Oscar did it, Lloyd did it, everybody. Canelo pretty much doing it. He's not really signed to anybody,
Right.
and that's the natural progression. That's just what it is. And if the promoters get mad, I mean, they're really being hypocrites in a way.
So that's the goal, right?
Yeah, for sure, that's the goal.
Your head trainer for this fight, is it Derrick James?
Yes, yes.
How come you went back to him?
Well, one, the dynamic in Eddie Reynoso's camp, it just wasn't gonna work out. One, Jaime McGee is fighting day after me and Oscar and Canelo as well, so our schedules didn't meet, and um, that was a huge part of it. And obviously, Derek and myself, we have a great relationship, and it was just a very easy transition to get back to working with Derek. A big problem was all the things that I was working with, which was my therapy and all the things that I was doing to better myself, was all in San Diego. And Derek, a lot of times he doesn't want to move out of Texas, so that was like the initial issue. But we worked some stuff out, and we're back together.
Love it. Two last quick things. Can I ask your thoughts on the Tank Davis controversy here in New York in the same venue? Do you think
Right.
do you think he got away with one there?
For sure, he did get away with one right there. I think all the professional boxers have already spoken on it. It's pretty clear he got away with something. He took a knee, got wiped down by his corner. You cannot do both of those things, and didn't get punished at all for it. So yeah, he got away with something.
You think Lamont wins the rematch?
Mm, nah, I don't think he wins the rematch.
He takes it more seriously this time?
I think he takes it more serious. I think he now is in the ring with him, and I think he beats him much more clear.
Okay, last one. I've been dying to ask you this one for a whole year. We didn't have a chance to ask you last time. My favorite thing about that whole fight last year was in the aftermath. Like, you wake up, it's an unbelievable night. We're buzzing. We're like, this freaking guy. In the moment, I'll never forget you looking at us in the corner, I think after the third round, saying, I'm like that, as you're just like blowing him out of the water. Like, you were in such a zone. But then you wake up and there you are on the New York City subway looking at a map. And I'm like, this freaking guy, like, he just shot. It doesn't look like you got a punt. Like it doesn't look like there's a scratch. You're looking fresh as a daisy. I don't know. So the two questions are, who are you talking to and where were you going?
I don't know where we were going. We were just taking the subway. We wanted to take the subway for some reason, and we were just enjoying life, bro. We were just on a great high, and it was my friend Ajay. He was recording me, and yeah, man, we were just having fun, posting whatever. We just didn't care. We just I didn't even I really had the mindset where I could just beat his ass and just say to myself, like, yo, bro, watch this, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Like, that was the mindset that I had going into that fight. And I just stuck with it the whole way through. Like, I just was extremely confident that he cannot beat me no matter what happened, no matter what he did, no matter what drama, no matter what anybody believed. That was my self-confidence was on another level. And I just believed it. And then when I did it, it was just one of the best moments of my life for sure.
It's one of the greatest fights and performances I've ever seen, and I'm so happy that you're back, and I'm so happy to see you're in such a great spot. So congrats on that, and good luck on Friday. Can't wait to see it. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it as always. There he is, Ryan Garcia, kind enough to join us live from New York. He'll be headlining the card on Friday in Times Square against Rolly Romero. Like I said, Devin Haney's right below him in the co-feature, if you will, going up against Jose Ramirez, and Teofimo Lopez against Arnold Barbosa Jr. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.